So I definitely recommend that. And of course, you know, throughout the tour, at some point, you will visit the old Big Hit building. And it's so sweet to see all the sweet messages that different armies have left that have come from all around the world to visit, just to, you know, give good wishes and luck for BTS.
Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform and up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and...
Hey y'all, hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. I'm Sasha, welcome back to my channel, y'all. If you are new, if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, my Loyal Royals. So good to see you. If you are new to the fam, welcome to the family, my new Loyal Royals. So good to finally meet you. Well, as you can see from the title, I'm going to give you 5 recommended activities that you can do while you are in Seoul. These can actually be done whether you do it throughout a week, or if you do like I did, you stay for a month and kind of just scatter them out a little bit. Now, as a quick disclaimer, I am a K-pop fan, so some of the stuff I did was K-pop related, so you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But these particular activities that I list are ones that I did and I enjoyed thoroughly. So if it's not something that's your taste, there are plenty of other options of things you can do. I will actually leave a link down below. There's an app called Klook that you can actually download, and that can be very useful when it comes to finding activities to do while you are in Seoul. The biggest thing is have fun. But with all that being said, let's get right into this video. Let's go ahead and get started with this list. So the first activity, this one is actually, if you are a history person and you really don't mind a little bit of possible discomfort depending on what your thoughts are on this topic, but I would highly suggest visiting the DMZ. The DMZ is the demilitarized zone that is between North and South Korea. Now, the reason I say it may make some people uncomfortable is because not everyone is comfortable being that particularly close to North Korea. But you know what? It's okay. You will be all right. You are on a tour. You're just fine. Now, there are 2 sections. The JSA, which is the Joint Security Area, that particular area is extremely limited, which means that it would need to be booked way ahead of time. Now, during my tour, I only went to the DMZ, which is the demilitarized zone. I did not go to the JSA as it was unavailable at the time that I went. And quite frankly, I was okay with just being in the DMZ itself. Now, if you intend to visit the DMZ, I would highly suggest getting a tour that's as early as possible, because they do limit the amount of buses that are allowed in the DMZ. And this limitation is set by the South Korean military, and they only allow, if I remember correctly, it's 30 buses, I think, a day. Only 30 buses are allowed in. So if you are not one of the lucky 30, then you just go to a different area. You don't go into the DMZ. But I highly recommend, if you wish to see the DMZ, then you can definitely book as early as possible and just enjoy the tour. It does take a while to get out there, and you do have to go through a security checkpoint. So make sure when you go, you do have your valid passport with you, as you will need that when accessing the DMZ. But I definitely recommend going to check that out. Next up on the list, I would suggest taking a Korean cooking class. I did this and it was so much fun. We learned how to make Korean pancake, which is, I believe, is called jeon. We learned how to make the Korean pancake, as well as learned how to make bibimbap. And I will insert pictures of what we made, but it was so fun. Our teacher, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. I'll post her name on the screen, but she was such a sweetheart, and before we did the class, she actually ended up taking us through a tour of one of the markets that's nearby where we did the class. And it was really cool going through there. It was like another sort of street food market, but it was an old market, and I feel like it was kind of similar to Namdaemun, but much smaller and not as busy. But I definitely recommend going and taking a Korean cooking class. When it came down to making the kimchi, not the kimchi, when it came down to making the Korean pancake, the jeon, at one point we all had to flip them in the mini pans we were using. Luckily for us, no one dropped theirs, but it was a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend going and taking a Korean cooking class while you are in Seoul. Next on the list, Lotte World Aquarium. Now, Lotte World in itself, that whole area, there's a lot to do. There's the aquarium, there's the tower, there's the Lotte World amusement park, which in a way is similar to the US's Walt Disney World, but still it's its own area. But the aquarium is actually quite nice. I like the whole setup of the aquarium. It's very family friendly, very couple friendly, very chill vibes. I love they have a giant aquarium in there that holds the beluga, I believe it's the beluga whale. And it was really interesting to just sit and relax and just watch the whale and just kind of like, dive around in the tank. But that was pretty cool. And different miniature fish tanks with different kinds of fish and other kinds of species. And it was really cool. I love the setup. It was very clean, very open, and the staff were very friendly. So if you are there with your family, especially with small kids, I definitely recommend going to the aquarium. They have different rest areas where you can just stop and grab a snack, such as ice cream or a drink, like soda pop or something like that. And oh my God, soda pop, oh my goodness. But, and then there's a little miniature play zone where the kids can just play and get their energy out before it's time to go and have lunch somewhere else. But definitely recommend the Lotte World Aquarium. This next one, if you are a BTS fan, I highly recommend this tour. It is called the BTS Fan Day Tour. And you literally are going on different areas of where BTS first started out to see different places that RM sort of frequents or frequented, not anymore probably, but sort of like picturesque areas that are very aesthetic for Instagram pictures. And one of the places that we went to was a historical area that was far off the beaten path of where Seoul is. It's outside of the city. And this area was legitimately built just for historical filming. And one of the things that was filmed in that area was Suga's Dechwita. If you have not seen that music video, please go watch that. That is definitely a absolutely bomb video, bomb diggity. But anyway, we got to see the different areas where the video was filmed, as well as we somehow stumbled upon a historical K-drama being filmed. We kind of stood up on the side when we weren't seeing that because we didn't want to get yelled at. But it was really, it's no guarantee that you'll find the K-drama being filmed where you go. We just happen to be lucky that that day we went there, that we happened to catch them filming. But the other good thing about that area being off the beaten path is that it's not all that busy of a touristy spot. So I definitely recommend that. And of course, throughout the tour, at some point, you will visit the old Big Hit building. And it's so sweet to see all the sweet messages that different armies have left that have come from all around the world to visit, just to, give good wishes and luck for BTS and to say how proud they are of them from where they started to where they are today. The other place that you'll visit that I really, really enjoyed, we had to wait a little while because it was busy, but it was nice, was not a cafe, it was a restaurant dedicated to BTS. Like there were endless pictures of them and things of decorations of them and different things to just celebrate their contributions to the Korean society as well as their different achievements. So if you are a BTS fan, I highly recommend doing this tour. It took majority of the day, but it's highly worth it. And it was only about 10 of us on the tour. So I think they do it as small groups, which makes it that much better and much more personal when your tour guide is showing you around. So that's that. And last but not least, this one I didn't get to do as much of, but I kind of stepped my foot into it a little bit, was the Seoul City Hop On Hop Off bus tour. The good thing about this is exactly as it sounds. You get onto a bus and you can hop on it and you can hop off at different points wherever you decide to get off at. And if you happen to see it come back around, I believe you can hop back on it and continue on with whatever you decide to do. But that's a really good way to see different parts of the city itself. And then if you want to do something in particular, you can just jump off at that one area, stay there, and then I believe, I'm not sure when the buses come back around or how they work with that, but I definitely recommend it. It's a good way if you don't want to do the excessive walking around the hills. Because as I mentioned in my other video, Korea is nothing but hills, hills, and more hills. So definitely recommend the Seoul City bus tour if you just want to like just get a look around without necessarily walking. The bus tour is a good way of being shown around different landmarks and things like that. So these are only 5 recommended activities based on what I did. There was so much more that I have done while I was there. There are also different things that you can do. As I mentioned, from the app Klook that you can use and you can download it. All you need to do is look up Seoul, or if you're in Busan, look up Busan. They may have things if you're in Daegu or Gwangju or different areas wherever you're at. Even different other countries like Japan, or if you're in the United States, you can look up different things to do from there. Klook is very useful. Mind you, this video is not sponsored by them. No sponsorship. No, I'm just doing recommendations. But I will definitely leave a link down below if I can find one for Klook's website. So click that link if you wish to explore that. And just look up some activities just to do, especially if you're somewhere you're just bored and you just need something spontaneous. But that is it for this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you like learning things about Korea, my trip, and you look forward to more to come, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, family, and other travelers that are either planning their trip for Korea or are in Korea looking for something, and looking for something to do. Please go follow me over on Twitter at DragonPink07. And with all that out the way, I will see you all in the next video. Bye!
Never say for I will fall into the